This is Signs, Symptoms, and the Stink of Desperation, brought to you by a 3710 life path number. The one life path number, as much as I don't like to admit it, has a lot of ego issues. And yes, that's the negative, the heavy negative side. When you are standing alone, standing in your uniqueness, that's one side of the spectrum. When you're confident and making decisions from that point of view. The other side of that ego thing is being insecure. That's the other side of confidence. And so I am often reminded that that is part of my path. And just saying the word insecure, just kind of makes your stomach hurt. And when you feel and see yourself doing something from insecurity, it hurts. It really does. And I get upset that I have to keep learning this lesson, but I believe other people are learning it too. We all have insecurities. So this last lesson, I'm just going to be totally honest with you and tell you that for a very long time, I've had this problem when I see people that beg or homeless people. I get hostile inside, and I get even more hostile when they get in my face and they ask me for something. And it's the same thing at the first time I went to Las Vegas, and I was headed down the strip, and people were they were lined up, and they were snapping cards in your face for like activities to go to, and I was appalled by this behavior. And then it brings to mind like telemarketers. Back, last decade, I think it still happens on people's cell phones. I want to thank the universe for not allowing that to come into my phone. But you know how upsetting that is. And now with spam, I get like violent when I see something come into my email box that I didn't ask for. And I just had some light shed on this by the very funny Amy Poehler. I've been reading her book, Yes Please, and I got to the part where she's telling the story about she fell asleep on a bus with her crazy schedule, and somebody plopped a manuscript in her lap or near her or something and woke her up. And she goes on to explain how pissed off she was and how people, strangers, come up to her and expect them to give her attention, whether it's the UPS guy or her massage therapist or whoever, and they tell her their idea, and then when she says no to it, they have the attitude of, well, remember my name for when I'm famous because you dissed me. And I've heard myself say that when I've been rejected by people. And, then my mind goes around, well, you didn't present it in the right way. And then I made the connection. This is why I'm upset with beggars, with telemarketers, with Bible bangers. It's their act of desperation, and that comes from them needing to be validated by their choices. They have made this choice, they're in this situation, they are not comfortable with it, or they are questioning it, and they want you to validate what they are doing. And then I realized, that's sometimes what goes on with me. I need validation for what I'm doing, and I think that I'm not getting validation, and so I'm going out and it feels desperate, and it doesn't feel good. And so I want to apologize to anyone who I've ever done that with. if you felt the stink of desperation, thank you for not, for saying no and for not pointing that out to me, because I probably wouldn't have got it. I probably would have just been more mad, or maybe I would have even quit. So I asked myself a series of questions. Do I enjoy what I'm doing? Yes. Okay. Concentrate on the part of it that I like, and remember that it's the universe's job to bring the money, to bring more clients, to bring the other side of it, and it's my job to give it to people who ask for it, and just keep doing my work. And when and if people come along, then that's good, and it doesn't matter, and I enjoy my work, and that's what my job is to find the joy in my work, and that is all.